Hello, and thank you for joining us. 2016 has been a roller coaster of a year in the housing market due to the political and economic climate experienced. In the first quarter of the year, landlords wishing to increase their portfolio or buy to let properties and to beat the 1st of April deadline when the new 3% stamp duty surcharge kicked in fueled the market. In June, we had the Brexit votes, which brought nervousness into the housing market, especially in the central London area, and temporarily slowed down demand, which led to the Bank of England reducing the base rate to 0.25% after 7 years at a record low of 0.5%. Following the vote to leave the European Union, mortgage approvals have dropped dramatically, but have now, after a period of stability, growth has resumed. In total, 64,000 house purchase mortgages were approved in the month of November. This is above the 62,000 recorded for October, but remains below the 70,000 approved in November 2015. In the last quarter, demand for property has outpaced supply, which is reflected in the RCS predictions for 2017 and indicates that house prices will increase on average by 3% in the UK, and rents are predicted to increase between 2 to 3%. Rents in Wales may well increase marginally more due to the additional administration costs landlords have to bear under the new Rent Smart Wales legislation in force from the 23rd of November 2016. The November autumn statement, announced by the Chancellor Philip Hammond, outlined that he intends to unveil plans for 100,000 new homes, details of which will be available in the Housing White Paper made available in January 2017. The biggest factor affecting prices is demand, and unless supply is increased, house prices will continue to rise. In 2016, 168,000 houses were built in the UK, well below the government target of 250,000 per year. Ideally, in order to meet demand and for prices not to be affected by the shortage, 300,000 houses should be built. The RCS predicts that transaction activity will stabilize in 2017 and is likely to come in between 1.15 and 1.12 million transactions, a little below the 1.25 million recorded for the whole of 2016. Back in September 2016, the Bank of England set out new rules that the minimum expectation that lenders should meet in underwriting buy-to-let mortgages, with specific reference to affordability assessments and lending to portfolio landlords. The so-called stress test now will apply to buy-to-let landlords, as is the common situation with the residential purchasers who have had to be qualified under the Mortgage Market Review since 2014. The Housing White Paper, due shortly in 2017, hopefully will reflect the planning issues that developers are facing, and fast-track planning applications is really key to swift house building. Perhaps this Chancellor should consider resources for local authorities to have the ability to speed up planning applications in order to meet the government target for building. In terms of buyers in Cardiff, interest remains strong for traditional semi-detached houses in popular areas, and we expect this to continue throughout 2017. We also expect more sellers to bring properties to the market this month, as the indication was that many vendors were waiting for the new year before listing. The Welsh housing market ended 2016 on a positive note, with strong activity, rising prices, and more new buyers coming to the market. So if you're thinking of selling or renting, please do contact our sales or rentals office for free advice with no compulsion, and we will be happy to advise. This is Tony Felici, Calvin Francis, saying goodbye for now.